Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good night, wherever you are around the world, a very warm welcome. The sun is shining and the magpie is casting. Coming to you guys today with a 1v1 live game, featuring spawning in the north, the United Kingdom forces of Myks, and spawning in the south, it's the Wehrmacht forces of Spander. Spander seems to have chosen his commander straight away. He's gone for the Ostrogin Doctrine. It's there on your screen. Just give it a pause if you want to review those abilities there. And so the map is one of the new ones. Actually, don't remember its name. Something or other. One of the ones that was added in the September 17th patch. I believe that this is a Company of Heroes 1 map, which has been ported in. And wow, it's pretty ruinaceous. I'm just gonna pan around the map because I've never played on this map, never even seen it before. So this is as new to me as it is to you. If you've never seen the map, if you've seen it before, then it is newer to me than it is to you. Looks like the build going to be Tommy's into Universal Carrier for Myks, looking to set the pace with an aggressive vehicle, possibly save up the 90 munitions and get the Wasp upgrade. I would be surprised if he doesn't because it's so damn good. 3 squads of Ostrogin off the bat for Spander, an Ostrogin squad weighing in at just 200 manpower, and I believe you get 6 men in that squad. Yes, you do. They're not awesome. They are, it's got to be said, not the best of troops, but far from the worst. And actually I've seen many a skilled and high-ranked commander use them effectively. So let's crack the tactical map and have a look at the distribution of the relevant points on the map. We got 1, 2, and 3 victory points across the middle of the map, forming a belt there. We've also got a fuel point, also the fuel points complete that belt, and the munitions points are 1 in the pocket here and 1 in the pocket here. So the munitions points relatively easy for each commander to control. The fuel points a lot more contested. Seems like there's a good number of buildings on this map, and that could favour the use of a commander, say for Overcommand, who can deploy troops from buildings, or indeed stormtroopers for the Wehrmacht. Also could favour opening heavy with Maxims if you play as Russia or Wehrmacht. Yep, those are my initial feelings on the map. Cover seems well spaced out and quite easy to use, so there's that. First shot's going to be fired here as the Bren Carrier is going to be firing at these Ostrogin here. And at first blood! Oh! Guy is just going to go down there to the rifle fire from the Tommies. These Ostrogin, they're kind of just flailing around at the moment. Looks like there we go. They're going to get into position there. I don't know what this crosshair floating above them means. I believe that means that incoming fire does like a bonus damage to the Ostrogin. It's kind of a really annoying thing. So they get field first aid, they get advanced, they get improved accuracy, and finally they get even more accuracy and squad survivability. Now these 2 squads of Ostrogin have been like flailing away at this squad of Tommies for some time for very little effect. Getting a Faust though onto the Bren Carrier, so that's pretty cool. They're going to go for a Pursue as well. What's the cooldown on the Faust like? Oh, it's nearly halfway. And you know what? He has the munitions for another Faust. Ostrogin to the rear, gonna get the Faust into the rear armor, and there goes the Universal Carrier. 210 manpower and 15 fuel down for the United Kingdom forces. And that hurts, but due to the reduced teching costs, he already has his company command post despite having gone for a Bren Carrier, something you could never do before the recent patch. Couldn't go for a Bren Carrier and get that company command post at this kind of timing. So that's pretty cool. Using the changes in the recent patch to full effect. And if we look at the minimap, if we look at the tactical map, check out the area control here for Spander. He's doing good work there. It's pretty impressive to see. Vickers MG here, gonna kind of be caught with his pants down a bit by these Pioneers. They're gonna want to dodge back out and prevent it from getting its arc set up. There we go. They're kind of dodging into the arc here. Not sure about this. And they're gonna tear down. Oh no! Now they're firing. There we go. And that's gonna do good damage, I would suspect, at that range. Yeah, look at that. Vickers rounds just flailing through the walls, shredding the poor guys inside. It's a slaughterhouse in there. Well, okay, for one guy it is. Ostrogin gonna take a fight from the heavy cover here. These Tommies kind of down to about half health. Let's see how they trade here. They're gonna push forwards into the heavy cover? Not sure I like this. Now, my experience with using like less elite troops, things like Ostrogin and conscripts, they can still fire the rifle more or less as fast as a more experienced trooper, but with less accuracy, which means if you close your forces up close to them, that accuracy isn't going to matter so much, and the rate of fire really comes to bear. Anyway, Zimajor, a Wehrmacht sniper, on the field now for Spander. He's going to start flailing at these Tommies with him. Start sniping off some guys. Here comes a squad of regular grenadiers, some seasoned troopers, going to back up the Ostrogin. Is the sniper going to get the final shot? Oh, he takes it, but he misses. This Tommy's going to get out. No focus fire on the Pioneers. Oh, no, there's the focus fire, and they're going to get the squad wipe. That is a painful loss for the British forces. Map control pretty much firmly in the hands of Spander. And the Vickers MG here, desperately low on health and man. The remaining squad of Tommies presently in the base, and there we go. He's just managed to reinforce them. It seems to me like, oh no, he hasn't researched the five-man squad upgrade. So these Grenadiers in the building probably going to be forced back by the Vickers. Vickers does good damage apparently to garrison units. So yeah, that should push them back. The sniper's going to come in though, and that's going to be issues for the Vickers gun. Uh-oh, they only need one more shot from that sniper. Here he comes, he's going to take his shot. I don't like him being in negative cover though. And the Vickers MG does get out of there in good order. Squads, plural, of Ostripen, moving up, claiming the remaining ground that's in that area of the map. This sniper kind of being a bit useless. Needs to find an angle where he can get a shot into these Royal Engineers. The Grenadiers here are trading okay because they're in a building, but the Sten machine guns or Sten submachine guns on the Royal Engineers doing good work. Up to 2 squads now of Royal Engineers, an unusual choice. And the British forces, as you can see, kind of desperately on the back foot. Floating enough for one more squad is Myks, and I'd like to see him grab one because at the moment he's on 4 squads. 2 of those are in the base rearming, repairing, reinforcing, which means that only two squads out on the map actually fighting. Here are the Tommies, here are the here are the Royal Engineers, so they're the only actual combat units that are doing anything right now. These Tommies are going to be forced back. The Flamer, the Sniper, going to be too much. That Sniper's on very low health actually. Tommy's coming in to take a dive for it. A 222 entering the field now for the Wehrmacht forces, and that is going to add considerably to the field presence of the Wehrmacht player. Now, has he established a medical bunker in his base? He has not, so it'll either have to be a medical first aid use from an Ostripen squad. In fact, that's the only way he can heal that Sniper right now. It has to be a first aid use on the Ostripen. So we'll see if he's going to line that up or not. 222 is going to come in, possibly pursue these guys for a wipe. It'll be unlikely to get the wipe, but it might be able to pile on a bit more damage, get some more veterancy, you know, it's all good stuff. Let's crack the tack here, and we can see that the British forces, only 4 squads, mostly committed to the north of the map right now. 222's chasing them, with Ostripen grabbing ground behind. The Grenadiers are reinforcing and rearming. Now, did the Major get taken out? No, it's a Sniper. Remains, here he is, and he can get healed actually if these Grenadiers were to just use the field first aid kit here. It only costs 20 munitions. Oh, actually no, failing that, he's actually constructed the bunker, so regular medic's going to come out and do the healing. So good times there for Spander, who seems to have his backfield in order. Now, you do get the artillery field officer. That is an option for the Ostripen commander. Not one I've ever seen be popular though. You know, in fact, I don't think since the first 6 months of the game coming out, I don't think I've ever seen this artillery field officer squad be used. How much unit cap does that take? 9. That seems heavy. Royal Engineers here, doing a number on these Ostripen though. One man going to get out, that is crucial of course to keeping the squad in the field, fighting fit. Now the Sniper wasn't fully healed, which is kind of iffy, but fair enough. He's going to return to the front. 222 here, coming in from the rear. These Tommies in a precarious situation. Wow, the 222 just doing great damage. And we can see the radius from the Sniper here moving in. I can hear some flamethrowing going on. And that means that these Pioneers have found some Royal Engineers. They're going to scorch them up. And Spander dominating the field. At 8.5 minutes in, he leads at 500 over 334. A colossal lead now 169 points. Here comes an AEC though, and that should answer the scout car. Now, how quick is he going to be on the micro getting that out? Not quick enough. And the Sniper vulnerable. I believe AECs now do bonus 50% damage to snipers. Let me just check my patch notes and see if that's the case. I know most scout cars in the game do. Certainly the Bren Carrier does. Just bear with me here. I'm just going to try and frame the action of this AEC whilst I find the British Forces section of the patch notes. Where is it? Just bear with me here, sorry. British Forces, here we go. So let's see now. AEC. Can't seem to see any change to that damage. No, so the AEC does not do 50% bonus damage to snipers, only the Universal Carrier. That seems fair actually, because I think that the Puma, which is pretty much the counterpart to the AEC, did not receive that buff either. And yeah, so gonna need to take care of the AEC. Now, I'm very thankful to Myks for using the AEC. He was in a bit of a spot. He needed to take a gambit, and this is it. Oh dear, but a Faust going to tag the AEC. That's very annoying. And yeah, needed to take a gambit. AEC, one of my favourite units. I'm a big fan of Pumas, and this thing is basically a slower, harder Puma with a slightly worse gun, but only slightly worse. So I'm a fan of this unit, and it's not used very often. How much does an AEC actually cost? Let me just check the numbers on this one.
Our headquarters are under fire.
So an AEC costs 50 fuel and 340 manpower. Wow, that seems like a lot of manpower actually. Anyway, pushing back out onto the map, the British forces seem to have actually established a position here, using a Vickers behind some sandbags. He needs to get some Royal Engineers over here to repair this ASAP. Now, Commander Glider comes in. Commandos coming out. The commander choice here now has been made Commando Regiment, so spending a good amount of 500 manpower to get the Horseer Glider to come down into position, and the DPS on these commandos quite commanding. I cast a game earlier today where commandos were responsible for many squad wipes and a gratuitous amount of damage, but they did take a rifle grenade to the nose, and that's going to make him have to think twice. They can reinforce, I believe, from the Horsey Glider, although that is getting hosed. I think it also landed in a dodgy position because it's down to a third health already. Now here come the commandos. They're going to stealth up on these grenadiers, and that is well used by Myks. Got them into close range, going to do masses of damage. Not going to get a wipe this time, but really good use to stealth them out across the open and then ambush these grenadiers. Nice work. Nice work there. I'd love to see him also push these pioneers. Capping the points all good and well. Actually, you know what? It's a fuel point, so yeah, I say leave the pioneers here, but I think he could advance the pioneers now into the heavy cover, now that he's captured this point, or rather decapped it, and start flamethrowing the Horsey Glider and these guys. Here comes the Major. He's up to 10 kills now, 1.5 stars of veterancy on that. Let me just crack the tactical map here. Now things have actually mixed up quite a lot more, and the British player beginning to have a little bit of a resurgence here. Has a few more units to work with, and some of these units are very powerful. Things like the Vickers, the AEC, the Engineers. Actually, okay, the Engineers not so powerful in a combat role, but they can be very potent. If you get them up close, or if you build emplacements. Personally, I like to put Piat launchers on my Engineers. Uh-oh. These guys are standing right on a bomb. I have to feel if Myks is paying any attention, that's a squad wipe waiting to happen. Oh, they're going to get off the bomb. I guess that's commandos that have placed that. Must be.
They're trying to take it.
Yeah. So commandos have placed this demolition charge here. Another Faust tagging the AEC, which is nearly 1-star vet now. Now let's go and just quickly, it's probably not a good time now, but we should go and have a look at the teching for the Wehrmacht player. Here we go. So he has gone up to Battle Phase 2, and he does have his support armor core, and Ostwind is the choice for fuel spending for our Wehrmacht player, and I like the Ostwind. It's a little vulnerable to the AEC, but if it catches the AEC, it can chase it down, which I like. So, and also the Ostwind will be able to police the field very nicely against all these roving infantry squads, which are kind of poking, breaking through the lines here and there. Oh, and a rifle grenade, not going to take care of these Tommies. They're going to resume capturing. I wonder if Spander thought that rifle grenade hit and killed them, because he seems to have gone back to ignoring them now. German forces, they're resurgent in the middle of the map. And the AEC waiting for orders and repairs right now. Now here comes the Flak Panzer. We'll see what effect this has. I imagine he's going to send it to... No, wait, these guys have fallen back, so it won't be in time to mop these guys up. You know what, if he just sledgehammers that Ostwind in here, it pretty much takes everything. Oh no, the AC's engine is repaired, so maybe that's not so great of an option. These commandos are going to get right up in the face of these pioneers, and that's going to be a wipe. The DPS on those commandos, absolutely fearsome. A Vickers in the building now, and look at the range on that Vickers, absolutely massive. Probably even long enough to see off this sniper, which is something, really. Sniper's going to probably ping at the commandos, which seems like a great choice. There we go. And the Flak Panzer now in contact with the enemy. Let's see what he's doing. He's run into the base. He's going for squad wipes. Oh, wow. And you can bet that Myks wasn't expecting this. The AEC is nowhere near. No anti-tank is anywhere near. Has he researched the weapon racks? Weapon racks are not researched, so there's no chance of grabbing a Piat here. He's just going to have to try and frantically reinforce his squads and keep them out of harm's way. The Pat Gun, meanwhile, in mid, getting overrun by the AEC. And decrewed in the end. The commando's chipping in for damage there, doing very well. Also, the sniper has gone down, probably to the Vickers, maybe to the commandos. So it's pretty much all on this Ostwind, which is now beleaguered, and I don't think that Spander is paying any attention to it, because there's a quarter-pounder here, just giving it hits right in the front, or right in the side armor at point-blank range. He's going to need to get that out of there, and I think he might be able to do it. He might be able to. Meanwhile, this Vickers doing work, up to 3 stars. Like a fantastic advertisement for the power of the Vickers in a building. The AC is going to come back and take care of this Ostwind, and with that, just like that, the British player Myks here is right back in it. Now, if he can just break out and grab some of these victory points to get himself off the clock, which he desperately needs to do. Right now, he's at 129, under 486, and this is a game where I think from now on, unless the Wehrmacht player manages to take a good fight and somehow regain dominance, he's going to be on the back foot from now on in the rest of this game, just looking to take 2 or 3 of these victory points at a time to try and push the Brit player out of the game. I've seen this kind of weird late game sort of develops between British and Wehrmacht quite often, where the British player falls to this kind of deficit and then is able to stall out the rest of the game and push for the win. So we'll see what happens. He's currently grabbing all 3 of the victory points, so that speaks to his presence of mind. Myks knows exactly what needs to be done and is doing it in order of priority. First things first, get yourself off the clock. And that is a savvy move. Now this Vickers probably wants to get out and get healed and maybe even reinforced. Look at the range on that Vickers. I mean, that is a decent chunk, a very important area of the battlefield that he's got covered there. Now you can see on the minimap we've got another commando glider circling, so that's going to come in. These commandos setting a demo charge, very cleverly done on the right flank. On the victory point there. These Tommies going to take care of these grenadiers, and he needs to fall them back because I think, oh dearie me, he risks a squad wipe here. He's going to get away, but damn, a couple of unlucky hits there could have lost a squad. And right now, that is something the Wehrmacht player cannot afford. What he can afford, however, is a nice shiny Panzer IV. So that's the follow-up choice here for Spander, and that's going to give him something. The AEC still lives, and there is a 6-pounder on the field, so this Panzer IV is not going to be the be-all and end-all, but it is definitely something. And I'd say if he can nurse this Panzer IV, get it up to 2-star, then he stands a good chance. If the Panzer IV goes down early, that's pretty much, I mean, that is an incredibly bad place to be for the Wehrmacht player. I mean, he's got some time, and his fuel income is still great, actually. Still getting 29 fuel. It was 36 just a second ago, and so he's still doing really well in the fuel stakes. Now here comes the AEC to try and have a go at the Panzer IV. He gets the first hit, but the Panzer IV is locked onto it now and is going to fire one right back. And the two are just going to bounce off each other at that. The AEC is going to run back. Oh, wait, no. The AEC is coming back in. He wants another shot. He takes it, but it bounces. Meanwhile, the Panzer IV here is just busy dealing with this commando squad, trying to get the wipe, and that will be a worthwhile wipe to get. Oh my goodness, he's not getting it at all. Maybe the pintle-mounted MG will help. Oh my goodness, he really wants that commando. He's not going to get it. Gotta feel like Spander was a bit unlucky there. And with the 6-pounder, with the AEC, that's a Panzer IV that is now in jeopardy. One more shot from this AEC. Oh my goodness, bounces off the armor. A wince-worthy moment for Spander. Now some Grenadiers are in a good position here. They're going to mow down some 3-star Tommies and get themselves 3-star veterancy. That's good. A fresh sniper coming out here. Mine's been left here, going to kill some Ostrupin. But hey, that's what Ostrupin are for, right? Clearing mines. So yeah, that's not so bad. 2 models of an Ostrupin squad. I mean, what is the reinforced cost of an Ostrupin squad? It's like minuscule, whatever it is. Probably like less than 20 manpower or 20 manpower per model on that squad. So yeah, trading out 40 or so manpower for some mines, pretty good. These demo packs still in position on the right-hand points, so Spander may have an unfortunate surprise in store for him there. He does have a Pioneer squad, and they are repairing the Panzer IV, but there is no metal detector on these guys, and they're nowhere near the front, even if they did have one. So those explosive packs are going to be undetected, so they could strike for horrendous damage. Now, credit where credit's due. Spander has managed to piece together a pretty decent army. Things look really dire for him for a while when the British player was making a grab. He's also managed to put Myks back on the clock now, grabbing 2 of the 3 victory points. His fuel income still pretty good, still at 26, and a Wehrmacht player who still has decent fuel income is not out of the game, not by a long shot. There we go, the British forces down to 100 points, as you heard on the announcer there. Now let's just take a look. No escalate to battle phase 3, so no intention at the moment to bring out anything bigger. No Brumbar, no Panther, no Panzerwerfer. Oh wow, you know what, a Panzerwerfer barrage here would just be like, I mean, I'm just looking, I said Panzerwerfer and this is on the screen. Wow. Obviously, if he actually got a Panzerwerfer out, it would be a lot later. This kind of target would probably never present itself, so I'm not saying he should go for a Panzerwerfer just because this is here. I'm just, wow, it just would have been good, huh? Sniper's going to go around to the right flank. Commandos are in position capping. He's got to still look out for these demo charges. Infantry flanking out. Here are some Royal Engineers now. They stand to get a bit roasted and toasted. Let me just check the, I need to check the tech for the British player here. So he's still done none of his infantry research. No 5-man squad, no weapon racks, no Mills bombs. I don't like this Panzer IV being here. What is this doing? The AEC will have that for breakfast now. The AEC's at 2-star. That does give it increased survivability and mobility. Oh, I don't like engaging with the Panzer IV here. He's really going to go in. Oh my goodness, the AC is just going to take that, and there's a 6-pounder back there as well. That's a dead Panzer IV. No, it's a lucky Panzer IV. Did you see the shot? Flew past it, landed here. That's pretty long odds, man. Spander, you're playing it pretty close to the win, my friend. That is just I don't know about that. Anyway, the commandos are going to get right in here. Here comes a light gammon bomb. That's going to blast one squad of Ostrobon. The other guy's going to have to get back. No more squad wipes there, but grievous damage being done. And with that, Myks is going to guarantee himself a little phase of dominance, and I believe, can I hear the 25-pounders in the base firing? No, I can hear the railway artillery firing. Oh, a good hit there. Spander's railway artillery landing on target. Where's the next shell going to land? Bombarding this horsey glider. Risky place to stand. I believe you get 3 or even 4 shells from the railway artillery. Here comes another one. These guys need to... I don't like standing around here at all. Oh, and this is why that squad nearly wiped. Jeez. That's obliterating damage. How much does this cost? 180? No, 200 munitions. So won't be able to use that for a while, will Spander, but buying himself a little bit of time there, just sowing some chaos into his enemy's ranks. I don't think he actually got any squad wipes, but doing some good damage nonetheless. Now, the AEC is going to be repaired, and this AEC has been good this game. It's been real good. It's killed only two infantry and 1 vehicle, but it's up to 2.5-star vet, and I like that unit a lot. The forces of Spander looking sort of perilously undermanned. I'm not sure what the choice should be. I mean, some Panzer Grenadiers might be good, actually. I kind of like Panzer Grenadiers, but you expose yourself to command it. Oh my goodness, that demo pack! Yeah, I was going to say that is a tempting one, but I wouldn't have taken that one. I was just about to say, it's tempting, but I wouldn't have taken it for Myks. Because I think realistically, the most he was ever going to kill was a man from each of this squad, and that's what happened there. So, cashing in that bomb. The bomb at the top here... Oh, right, wow. Looks like that one's been used already. I must have missed that, for which I apologise. Yeah, so a squad, by the looks of it, there's some bits and pieces of a squad around here. So I think that they found that demo pack. Now, at the moment, Myks is off the clock. But if this capture comes through, he'll be back on. And that's a dangerous position for him to be in. He's at 93 under the 391 of Spander. And Spander, for all that he doesn't have in terms of army force, he does have time. Now, the first shot from the Panzer IV misses, the first shot from the AEC bounces. Here comes a captured pack gun. I don't think the Panzer IV wants to be here very much longer. The gammon bomb coming out, going to kill 1 man. But not enough. The AEC now in the rear armour of the Panzer IV, which is turning, and that's jamming its turret rotation. Getting 2 hits in and a miss from the Panzer IV. This is a Panzer IV that needs to run now. The AEC can start bullying it when the health is this low and the AEC is at 2-star. That... Ooh, he's going to leave it there. Here come the Pioneers. This is a risky repair. Mines here taking out some infantry. Not many, just a Tommy and I think maybe 1 Royal Engineer, yes. Going down in that blast. And they're going to fan out and they're going to grab the south victory point. Just to get himself off the clock. He's slipped down to 83, so losing 10 through this last phase of fighting. The Axis forces fanning back out. And this is a really... This is a close one. This is on the knife right now. Undoubtedly the German player is behind, but he doesn't have to pull much out to get the British player out of the game. So, yeah, Myks now floating quite a lot of manpower, wondering what that's going to be for. Actually, you know what, he's floating a lot of fuel. He could go for, oh wow, possibly a squad wipe here as well. No, he's going to get away. Possibly could go for a Firefly. 155 fuel is pretty good. Another Panzer IV coming out, so that makes the Firefly look pretty attractive right now. Panzer IV nearly repaired. AEC is repaired. So, second Panzer IV coming out. Not sure I like this Panzer IV or not. Gonna say that I do like it because you've got to focus your energy on this next phase of play and just try and win, I think. And the best way of doing that is going to be with the Panzer IV. Pack gun set up in a great position. Going to push this Panzer back. Has to push this Panzer back. AEC is going to come in for damage. Pack gun's just going to flump it again. No, it's not. Out of line of sight now is the Panzer IV. Ostrobon here kind of taking a beating. Oh, the Panzer IV just can't seem to land a hit here to save its life. Commandos looking for an opportunity at the back, and Pioneer's going to come in to repair. Meanwhile, the other Panzer IV going out to the south, going to find some commandos maybe.
Enemy forces are secure.
Now the Pintle Mount has not yet been taken, it's going to find the commandos, blows up 2 of them, the LMG-42 here. Myks needs to pay attention to this squad, this is a very important squad, he's going to lose it, that's unfortunate for Myks. A bit of a pickup for Spander now as he starts to gain momentum in this phase of play. Man, I really like this map, it's quite close and brutal. Here comes the air supremacy operation, if you look at the mini-map there are bombers all over the place. The AEC gets caught in the middle of it, that's a terrible place for that to be. Oh my goodness, is he going to get it out? Get it out! Oh, he is lucky! Lucky to have saved that. And wow, the Panzer IV was taken out by the... Where was the Panzer IV destroyed? Sorry, I missed the Panzer IV being destroyed. Can't seem to see that. Oh well. Well, the first Panzer IV is down. Wow, the Pat Gun and the 6-pounder are going to take care of this Panzer IV too. Forcing it back. Seems to have escaped for now. The AC can flank round and get it though. It's a risk though. It's a risk because it's low on health. Now, oh wow, a Churchill is the choice for the British player. And I kind of think with that, I kind of think that Myks has weathered the storm. I'm not sure how Spander can get back in the game, having lost as much infantry as he did in that last in that bombing raid. Now let's see, can I find the wreckage of a Panzer IV anywhere? Because I'd like to know, was that taken out in the air raid? Ah, here he is, back here. So, oh, okay, so the AEC took a dive and got him. That's what happened. That's why the AEC was in the middle of this air raid. Fair enough. So, unfortunate for Spander there. This AEC must be nearly 3-star. Yeah, one shot away from being 3-star. And let's crack the tack here and get a flavour for the game. So, Wehrmacht forces not as badly hemmed into their base as I thought. Mike's content to sit around his strong point here. Does he still have the Vickers in the building here? No, he doesn't. Oh, see, the Vickers is relocated to a trench. Look at that commanding field of fire. God, fantastic. So yeah, content to sit back on his strong point. I guess I like this. The reason I'm hesitant is because that pretty much leaves this one in the Axis hands, which means that Spander only needs to grab another victory point for a while. I mean, this one's pretty much off the table with the Vickers, the guns, the AT guns. I think that this one is off the table, but he could try and make a play for the northernmost one. I'd like to see the commandos put another demo pack there actually to guard against what is pretty much Mike's only weakness. Demo pack on that point would be quite beefy right now. Preparing this Panzer IV. Still decent fuel income, still plus 20. I mean, that's like not atrocious. So Spander not out of this yet, and he's got enough time to play with. If Myks doesn't want to commit to grabbing this one, he's not going to push Spander out of the game anytime soon. I'm not sure I like throwing the Panzer IV back into the meat grinder with these AT guns. I think I like hiding it just behind this building, which is what he's doing, but he's determined to make a play here. What he needs is a mortar to take out these AT guns. He needs mortars for days, but I don't like committing the Panzer IV like this. That is just going to die horribly. No way out for this Panzer IV. I'm calling it now. No, he's going to get behind the building. Come on, Churchill, finish the job. And I did just hear a demo charge go off, and our brave infantry is dying. With the Panzer IV going down, possibly a squad wipe on these grenadiers going to occur. I'm just not sure what Spander can do now. And you can see how close the games between Wehrmacht and British usually are. It always comes down to this time when the Brits are at 100 or less victory points, and it's whether or not the Wehrmacht can weather the storm for just long enough to push them out of the game on victory points.
New anti-tank gun has arrived.
So, a Pack 40 arrives. Spander's not going to GG just now, and you know, I think a lot of players would have GG'd after losing that Panzer IV and those infantry units.
Our territory.
So to his credit, he's going to stay in, and he knows he can stay in for quite a while because he's only at 2 for 1 on the victory point, so he's only losing 1 score per ticket, and he's still 343 over 79, so he's got time to play with. That is assuming that the push doesn't reach his base. Pack 40 going to get set up in a good position, going to start winging that Churchill, which is just going to get out of there. Yep, and I was going to say he needs another pack gun, and that is the choice. A lot of tanks out there now for the British. Well, I say a lot of tanks. A lot of tank, singular. Churchill is a lot of tank. And here come the Anvil engineers with the fantastically fast repair rate on them. Osprey going to take a fight here. The AEC, of course, up to 3 stars. That's pretty beefy. What does it get at 3 stars? Improve the rate of fire, the accuracy, and the turret rotation. Can't argue with that. It is now a pretty good tank hunter. Got a fight being taken here. Churchill kind of being repaired at the back, kind of chipping into the fight too. It's nice. 2 3-star units of Ostrogin. The spearhead here for Spander. And he's playing with fire. These guys are very clustered. He doesn't have any munitions for a Faust, sadly. And a grenade going to be thrown out the Churchill there. Oof. Damn, these Pack 40s getting some hits, but not very much damage. Churchill's ever the very durable tank. 1400 health on these beasts, I believe. Now the pack guns are in position, but they could be flanked. Wow, why is he charging in with the rear arm first? Wow, and a Panzerfaust. 30 munitions was scraped together just about, and this Churchill's in jeopardy now. Gets a grenade onto one of the pack guns. That'll take care of it. The other pack gun needs to turn, and it is. But this Churchill's kind of in jeopardy a little bit now. It's going to try and crawl forward. It's going to take another hit. Oh, and it's a bounce. A bounce there. A Spander. If he can get this Churchill, that'll be something, you know. He's got like 60 odd fuel. Not much, really. This pack gun is now toast, so he's given away another 2 pack guns here. Which, I mean, I think was still worth it. He had to try and make a play for the Churchill. This pack gun's going to get way back. Wow, and surviving by the skin of its teeth, getting another hit into the Churchill before the AEC finally kills it. These Ostrogons going to get out of there. Grenadiers in this building probably need to get out. They're on very low health, even though there's 3 models. They're on very low health. Finally, Myks has seen fit to take the bottom left victory point. And that's going to put Spander on the clock pretty big, pretty fast, big time. An infantry assault here, going to try and prevent the cap, but with a Churchill and an AEC just dackering them down. Not sure what can be done. An MG42 going to be set up, but there's no pack gun to push the armor away. This is a critically exposed Churchill. But you know what? I think Myks has the fuel to be able to play pretty carefree at the moment with his armor. If he loses this Churchill, he can just call in another. Or he could go for a brace of Cromwells. I think I prefer that, to be honest. Remanning the pack gun briefly in order to get another hit into the Churchill, which is quite low now. This MG unlikely to escape. But it does make it. Now if we look at the top left and the top right, I mean, clearly the situation is bleak. Out of manpower, out of munitions, low-ish on fuel. Not enough fuel to do anything super useful at the moment. I almost like going for a Stug at the moment because I don't think anything else is going to see any benefit in the game. I like the idea of going for a Stug. If we correct the tactical map, you can see just how bleak things are for the Wehrmacht player. His fuel income is now down to just 10, which is pretty bad under the 35 of the British player, and I don't know how he can get out from under this. These Ostrogons are going to do what they can, but force back. Another infantry blob here. Here comes a call-in. It's the mortar cover. So I believe that's a mixture of high explosive and white phosphorus shells. Whoa, getting a great hit on these infantry. They need to get out. They need to get out of that. Oh, squad wipe coming in from the Churchill there. The Grenadiers are massacred. And now falling back through the white phosphorus are these Ostrogons. They are very damaged, leaving behind them a sort of weird ghostly smoke trail from running through the phosphorus. There they go, getting out of there. And Spander, is he going to regroup and try again, or is he just going to tap out? I don't know. Honestly, I'm not sure how he can ever come back from this. A Firefly is the choice. I mean, a Firefly. Oof. Now, what are these flares coming from? Not entirely sure I know what these flares are from. That must be some kind of UK forces ability. Is it coming down on all the frontline points? No. I'm not sure about that. Sorry. Have to figure that one out. Whoa, these commandos have gotten themselves an LMG-42. Usually not the greatest choice for a unit that wants to close to do its damage, but I think at this stage of the game, yeah, it's going to do pretty well. And hey, it gives the commandos the option of staying back and doing really good damage at long range. So, yep, Spander now down to 193. Still kicking, still trying to stay in this game. Gonna find a point to grab here, so that's something. MG42 team here, probably just going to be forced back. Yep, not going to be able to do much against the Churchill. Mine's going to break the engine on the AEC, which is vaguely inconvenient, but the Anvil engineers are going to repair that incredibly quickly. You know what? I'd like to see Myks just go ahead and grab the 5-man squad upgrade so his engineers can repair faster. I think that's just a smart plan. Oh, wow, the repair rate on those engineers. Beefy. Damn, that's good. And here comes the Firefly. Now, the tank commander has been purchased. I imagine we'll see tulips following that up, since Myks does have the munitions to play with those. They cost 50 to purchase, then 100 to fire, so he's got enough now for 2 salvos. Not that there's any targets for them at all. But you've got to guess that Spander is going to try and buy a tank at some point. Just panning around the field at the moment. Able to decap one of the points. I mean, that's relevant. That is actually affecting the game. So Well done, Spander. Gonna get this MG42 into position. Wants to deploy it now, and he does. He just needs some kind of anti-tank, and he could actually start trying to make a play here. Oh, grenade comes out of the tank. Oh, Myks just is a seasoned grenade user from a seasoned tank grenade user. That's like the third squad wipe I've seen him get with this Churchill. It's a really, really useful British ability, actually. When you remember it's there and you use it well and consistently, it actually does bring a kind of extra dimension to armour play for the British forces. Now, he does have Panzer Grenadiers, and somehow he's scraped together enough for some Panzer Shreks on them. But they need to... I don't know that trading for damage with this Churchill at this range is a really good idea. This is a fragile and very expensive squad, especially with the engineers here repairing. I mean, anything you do is just going to be repaired instantly. I think you have to wait here and then come back at him. I don't know. But, you know, on the back of all this chaos... no. Okay, I was going to say on the back of all this chaos, Spander managing to do something else out on the map, but he's not actually. This is Myks just grabbing a point back. Here comes a pat gun. Here comes a pat gun, and with the pat gun he can look to make a play, I think. I mean, this Firefly is pretty much a non-unit at this point. It's just a blank. This is doing nothing. And he can have access to a lot of munitions. I'm trying to think. I'm just trying to see the plays here. I'm just trying to see if there's any way for Spander to even have a, you know, what's the line of play? What's the best line of play here for Spander? That's what I'm asking. Racking my brains here. I mean, he needs to bring the pack up, but not too far. I think maybe this is a good position. Then he can make a play to try and threaten the Churchill. If he can get its engine broken, which he can now, a Faust will probably break this engine. Here comes the Faust. No, it didn't break the engine. So that's pretty unlucky for Spander. He's got enough for one more Faust. Oh, the Pat Gun doing good damage here. It's going to rank up fast. Now he can push the Pat Gun to here, which I don't hate. He has enough covering infantry. And the Vickers K's on these engineers doing work. And these Panzer Grenadiers need to get back. He's going to get one more Shrek out and then run. But, oh, there was an opportunity for a squad wipe there if that Churchill run had have hit its mark. 92/79 now for Spander, so he's on the clock in a real bad way. Commando's going to get up behind the Pat Gun, and that has to be it for Spander. There's not going to be any other anti-tank threat for him in the duration of the rest of this game. Oh, I mean, Spander's he's just not GGing, which is, you know, fair enough. Displays quite a lot of character, like quite a lot of grit, or maybe just a crazy love for war spoils, not sure.
We must stiffen our resolve. We are down to 75 points.
Down to 75 points now, and for the first time in a long time, the British player has more points than the Axis player. Let's just crack the tack here. Yeah, no, that pretty much tells the same story as the screen. Engine gonna get damaged and manning this Pat Gun. Ha! There's a grenade and he's gonna dodge. And the Pat Gun's done manned again.
The enemy has destroyed an
Is he just gonna try and man the Pat Gun again? Yeah, he is. Sacrificing a 3-star squad of Austrian there. And putting down some railway artillery on the retreat path of this Churchill. I don't hate that. I think that's a good play. Wow. And the strategic bombing run is going to come in. Oh, okay, so now we get to play darts with a Churchill and some railway artillery. First round's a miss. Second round. And 2 is a miss. And the strategic bombing run hitting home now. All the fireworks going on.
We are down to 25 points.
Here comes the final artillery round. That is a miss. I think that's all you get. I think you get 3 rounds. Yeah. And with that, Spander is going to be pushed out of the game on points. So, yeah, as I say, credit where credit's due. Takes a lot of character, takes a lot of resolve to stick in a game which you're clearly far behind. The tipping point in that game came some minutes earlier, and since then the UKF rounded the corner, made it into the late game. I think MVP was possibly this AEC, which was able to deal with, or have a hand in dealing with an Ostwind and 2 Panzer IVs. Did really well, up to 3-star veterancy here, a lot of kills on that thing, even harassed a lot of infantry throughout the game. The AEC, like the Puma, a unit which, if you can keep it alive, does really well. And there we go, Spander going to be pushed out of the game. Well played, buddy, but not today. Using a lesser seen commander, the Ostrobin commander, but using it very well. Those Ostrobin were getting fasts in the right places, they were supporting all the right fights, their veterancy got up pretty high. So I like the choice of the commander there. For Spander. Myks likewise making good use of his commander, the Commando Glider being really, really good, the strategic bombing run helping take out a Panzer IV and also massacre a lot of infantry when it was used up here in the north. So yeah, both players playing pretty well, but the last 10 minutes of that game pretty much just the suffocation and defeat of the Wehrmacht forces. Final comments on the map. Yeah, I like this map. It seems very interesting. I'm not sure. It doesn't really suit my personal playing style, so I'm kind of dreading when I get match made onto this map. But it is at least quite a nice map, and it's a nice change in terms of like visual aesthetic to look at. So, so that's pretty cool, and I'm sure I will get more familiar with this map as I cast more games on it. So for now, that is it from me. I will catch you next time. Thank you very much for watching. This is Magpie842 signing out.